And I remember like it was yesterday, I was literally 37,000 feet in the air. I was on a plane coming back from Miami to the Philippines via Hong Kong, and it hit me and I said, that's it, I'm done. Even if it means, breaching contract and having to pay a penalty or whatever it was, I was not going to work for this guy anymore. I'd been in Miami for a month with the guy. He drove me nuts the entire time I was there. Lovely guy away from work, by the way.
Right.
It never ceases to amaze me how many people can be so chilled and so easygoing away from work. But once they step into work environments, they become this hideous fire-breathing dragon. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
So I was done with the guy. I wrote an email to him in the air, landed in Hong Kong, and hit send. And that was kind of the day I became an entrepreneur. That was it. No looking back, so to speak. And so for me, that was kind of like the biggest kind of realization.
My guess is that as you teach people about this approach to youpreneurness, there is this moment where people have to leave their familiarity and the comfort of the place they're in at the moment and take a leap. Now, for me, I was fired. I mean, I was basically in a job struggling, couldn't get traction, wasn't making any impact. And I had the good luck, it turned out, that my boss, basically the week I got my landed immigrant status so I could actually work in Canada independently, she fired me. And that was the push that I needed to start Box of Crayons. But I'm curious to know, as you look at the people, the hundreds and thousands of people that you've worked with, are most people pushed? Do most people have to find the courage to take the leap? How does it work?
I think a lot of people need the courage. A lot of the time, they actually need the permission.
Right.
And that's a word that I use quite often in my coaching with my clients as well, because I often find that, I don't know about you, but a lot of my coaching clients, they figured out what they need to do.
Right.
They know how to solve the problem even before sitting down and working with me. But a lot of the time, for whatever reason, maybe it's fear of rejection, maybe it's fear of, earning less money for 6 months or whatever the case may be. Whatever it is, they need the permission.
Right.
And so a lot of the time, that's what I'm doing. I'm just, I'm writing out the permission slip.
Right.
You know
should
what
do
I mean?
that. Right.
Yes, that's a great idea. Why have you not done it already?
Right.
Well, I don't know. Well, I'm telling you, you need to do it right now. There's the permission you quite clearly are needing to take the action you need to take.
Nice.
And so I think a lot of the time, though, when I look back, and I think of my own personal youpreneur moment where I decided it was actually about the personal brand rather than just business building.
Yeah.
I clearly remember when I had back surgery in 2012, I had to take a month or so off to recover. And I clearly remember doing a lot of, and it sounds very cliched and everything, but a lot of soul searching, a lot of kind of deep down thinking about how I was running my businesses and how I wanted to continue to grow them going forward. And it became so darn apparent to me that people were doing business with me, with Chris, a long time before they ever did business with one of my companies.
Right.
It was all relationship based. It was the fact that I had, done the hard work and gone to the conferences and sat at the dinner tables and handled the coffee meetings and all. It was all me. And so I realized there and then that personal brand element of me, what it meant as an entrepreneur, was huge.
Yeah.
And I think once I see other people have that realization and they kind of get that catalyst moment, that youpreneur moment as well, it's like the bloody floodgates open up.
Right.
And they can just go at it at 180 miles an hour. The issue is, though, a lot of people wait too long to almost allow those doors to swing open. They want to keep them shut because, like I said, of fear of rejection or making less money or upsetting somebody or, uncertainty or whatever the case may be. And so my role as a coach and as the founder of Youpreneur is to help people swing those doors open and have that one defining moment where it says, it's okay to be center stage. It's okay to build a business around you, but not reliant on you. This is how you can do it. And when that moment happens for people, it's a beautiful thing, obviously.
I love that. I think that's, for the folks who are listening in, part of what I'm taking out of that is this key lesson for me is around, look, you may or may not want to be an entrepreneur. That's not the lesson that's here for me. What the lesson is whatever that thing is that you're waiting to do, often what you're waiting to do is hear permission from someone. So two things, either give yourself permission and do it, or hire somebody to give you permission. If you really need to hear that external voice to go, no, you should do that, then there's a way of you hiring somebody to give you that permission. But so often we kind of get bamboozled by here are all the reasons I'm not allowed to do this. So find a way to allow yourself to take that next step towards whatever it might be.
Couldn't agree more. And I find that when people get older, when they're in the you know, just say the word old, but like a lot of my clients, for example, are mid-30s and above.
Yeah.
That's kind of my sweet spot. Mid-30s to mid-50s is what I'm all about.
Yeah.
And so when I see people getting older and getting further into their careers, they are more scared to take that leap because of things, you know, they've got family, they've got children, you know, they've got responsibilities and everything. But what they also have, a lot of them, almost all of them, is a good 15 years of experience under their belt.
Right.
And people are going to pay to access and download that experience more so today than ever before. So I don't care. I mean, I've got people who are clients that are in the financial industry. They're in the health industry. They're in the coaching industry. I mean, it doesn't matter what you do on who you're doing it for. There are people that are quite happy to pay to access your experience. And, you know, yes, you have to take a little bit of a leap of faith, but I mean, I am steadfast in my approach of helping people become youpreneurs because I know that it leads to fantastic opportunities now.
Got a question you'd like me to answer? Well, I'd love to hear it. Email me directly at teammbs@mbs.works.